Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion today. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and it is gorgeous out here. Wow, the wind died down a little bit, so I think we'll be okay. Okay, so today what I'd really like to talk about, because it was just like in my head, is deleting those shadow beliefs. Because remember, we talked about the unconscious drives the bus. Like 96% of what we say and do every day is coming from the vault, which we can't even access. Think about it, it's a little scary. Okay, so seed beliefs, I'm kind of naming these myself, to be honest with you. Seed beliefs, you can call them what you want, but they're those, also in your unconscious. I guess they can come to consciousness because I'm saying them, though most of my life they weren't. There's certain things you just know. These are positive, at least for me. The seed beliefs are, for example, I knew, even as a kid, I didn't have words for it probably, but I knew that no matter what I set my mind to, I could accomplish. Like, I just knew that. I might be going through a lot of mud, asking for support, whatever, but if I just, and I'm not talking about just accomplishments and achievements. Many of you know the backstory. I knew that I'd find a place to be for that night, for example, too. It wasn't always accomplishment related. I know, as of right now, I have no plan. It's going to be dark soon, and I got to find a friend to stay with. Like, I knew that would be okay. And so that was actually my second part, which is I knew no matter what I put my mind to, I could accomplish, which included, getting into college and all that kind of thing, too. And I knew that I'd be happy. Here's the other thing, is I instinctively knew things would always be okay. Even if in the midst of it, it was like being like in the eye of a hurricane or something. When it was like at its worst, something in me, even though there were moments of sadness and fear and all those and shame, lots of shame going on. Somehow I just knew that things would be okay. So those are seed beliefs. Those are like planted in your hard drive, and those are, for me, those are the positive ones. You also, on a less deep level, you might also just have a seed belief that you're naturally athletic, because you are. You just know you are. No matter what anybody could possibly say again, you just say, well, I'm naturally athletic. You might know you have a fast metabolism because it's just true, okay? And you might know you're inherently very intelligent, smarter than the rest of the population. You might know that. I don't mean in a braggy way. You were just dealt a good card, or you're Michael Phelps. You know instinctively that you are a really, really, really good swimmer. So whatever like that, but it's something that it's planted in there and it can't really be disputed. You just know that with all of your whole being. Okay, now shadow beliefs are also in the vault, okay? But they're negative. This is how I'm labeling them. Shadow, hence darker, Shadow beliefs are what really, really throws a gigantic wrench in the cogwheel or the bicycle. I think of bicycle spokes, and those are the negative things that get into the vault that we don't even know sometimes why we're doing what we're doing. And we've talked a bunch about the codependent behaviors, which are very common, by the way, when people are rescuing and people pleasing, and that's because there are lots of shadow beliefs in the unconscious mind that really need to rise to the surface so we can, kick them out of there and do a reboot. So an example of seed beliefs are the gamut of ways we can believe we're not enough. We're not tall enough, thin enough, smart enough, wealthy enough. We don't have enough potential. We're not a good enough singer, not a good enough actor, not a good enough. Our work ethic isn't good enough. I forget if I said intelligent enough, athletic enough, creative enough, all that stuff. Those are all shadow beliefs that have probably come from, way, 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 way back then. And then remember that we do this thing called confirmation bias, which is also, the phrase out in the world is often used for, like who we vote for and all that. And all that's true. That's definitely true. So confirmation bias, remember, is when we actively seek out that which we already hold to be true. Okay, that's the first part of it. It has two parts to confirmation bias, and most often the second part is left out. So we seek out that which we already believe to be true. So if that's in the case of, in the head, we're talking about our own personal well-being. If we have a seed belief that we're not thin enough, we're gonna seek out, without even knowing we're doing it, negative comments about ourselves or looks from people, or let's say perceiving that we're seeing people look at us a certain way. Having our mind constantly on diets, which then has us constantly in a state of deprivation and scarcity thinking. Okay, another example would be if we're not worthy enough. Okay, and that lands us into bad relationships, definitely romantic relationships. We then seek that out to be true at work. We have a good idea for a project, but we're in the shadow belief is saying, you're not good enough to come up with the team project. Come on, there's 6 other people on this team. They're all going to be smarter than you, and it's not going to be you. And we actually seek out, and so we attract all this, all this behavior from the external in based on what these shadow beliefs are. So no matter what it is for you, so here's the thing, they've got to go. They've got to go, because 96% of what we say and do each and every day is coming from the vault. So we got the C beliefs, which is a good thing, and then we've got these shadow beliefs. And the only way to change your life is to do a reboot, and it is a heavy lift, because the unconscious, it's just kind of it's not the thinking part of the brain. Okay, it's just kind of on autopilot. This is what it knows. It's like running the same tape over and over and over. So when new information comes in from a new friend, new colleague, new partner, that's saying the opposite about that. Okay, and here's the thing, the second part of confirmation bias, in addition to seeking out what we already believe to be true, is ignoring evidence to the contrary. So a new partner comes in and says, hey, you're gorgeous. God, you're beautiful. I love your body. Let's say, so so that you're like, wait, whoa. So the unconscious is like, wait, I thought we were chubby. What do you mean? And so it's just like kind of I think it was Bruce Lipton who said that. It's kind of like when you punch something new into your cell phone and it doesn't have any memory of it, so it kicks back some weird spell check, In fact, I said once to my daughter, this will give you a visual. I said, boy, you've got your ducks in a row, and it spell checked it and put an I in place of the U. So she cracked up. But that's what it does. That's what it does. The brain loves patterns and loves repetitions. We've got to override that old programming over and over and over again. So we have to bring it to the surface, catch ourselves, even if we're uncomfortable. Okay, breathe in. Somebody just said I'm beautiful and I didn't feel beautiful. Somebody just said I was smart and I didn't feel smart. Somebody just said, wow, you got an incredible work ethic. Wow, I was always told I was lazy as a kid. To catch it and then talk back to it over and over and over and over and over again. Because here's the thing, the positive affirmations are a start. They're definitely a start. It's huge, because we are what we think as far as the thoughts we choose to keep. Definitely. Here's the thing though, the life changes aren't going to happen until the belief system is changed. So the thoughts lead to the belief system. Okay, the thoughts are kind of here, and the belief system is deep. That's the vault. It needs to be reprogrammed. So it would be a good idea to start really paying attention to acknowledge when you're having that internal loop. What are my shadow beliefs? Because this is coming from the vault. How you pay attention to how you feel, because that will tell you what your beliefs are. You get yourself into certain situations and you're feeling that shame kick up, stay with that, because that shame kicking up is coming from somewhere. And then think about where it's coming so you can talk back to it, okay? So C beliefs, know your good stuff. Shadow beliefs, got to figure out what those are so you can reprogram those bad little dark squigglies, okay? I'm thinking of the movie Ghost, you can go into the ground. Like, their shadow beliefs are dark squigglies, and you've got to clean out the brain attic and get rid of the dark squigglies. Okay, C beliefs versus shadow beliefs. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from this gorgeous sunny day in northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.